Then you have to treat it like an absolute certainty.
Like an absolute certainty. I'm just saying it looks
I feel
like
comfortable, and I wasn't comfortable
I'm
before.
saying it looks
so
like
if you put it back
your
up a
headphone
little bit,
volume was
then
in the-
I would
it
be
was-
uncomfortable
it was in the
again.
exact same
Jackson's
place.
voice was too loud. Now it's not.
See, that would have been
Fight.
too loud.
fight. I should have that on the board. That'd be great. That'd be wow.
Yeah.
That's a
Just
missed opportunity.
Give me till about the calorie point, and then
You'll be burping more.
yeah, we can retry that. I'll give you a
Like,
silence.
like cut us off and then you
Yeah.
can burp. Doesn't matter what we're talking about. Just
Sure.
Are you gonna
Your
chug
words.
it? Or are you gonna?
No.
You turned into a director, a choir director at one of the shows this weekend.
Jumping ahead.
Is it out or in first? It's out, right?
It's
Yeah.
all isn't
Yeah,
it
yeah.
different depending on the time signature?
It's different depending on a lot of
Well,
different
yeah.
things. I've seen directors who just like have their hands like waving around. I'm like, that's not helpful.
I'm sorry that I naturally went to 4/4, Dave.
Morning, welcome to Don't Feed the Artist. I'm Rocket.
Damn it.
I'm
What's your
Dicker down,
name?
Dave.
Yep.
I'm confused.
I'm Jackson. I didn't get a nickname on the road. I did not.
I mean, Rocket isn't my nickname. I'm just gonna start.
Your
taking it.
nickname is Hey King.
Hey King.
Hey King.
Hey King.
Hey King.
Yeah.
So you're Rocket.
I guess so. I'll take it.
Is your
Rocket
name-
sounds
is
like
your
a
name
fucking
Rocket.
dude who shoots from the hip.
And Dave, what's your name again?
Dick her down, Dave.
No.
No, it's not.
Cancel box?
Let me look you up and down.
No, it's not me. It's the lady at
Yeah.
the hot dog place.
That's true.
I don't
Lady
know
at
if
the
that's helping your story.
She's like, order for Dave. And I was like, that's me. And Jackson
Do
goes,
the accent.
what?
Do the accent.
Order for Dave?
No. No. What the fuck?
What? Which accent?
Yeah, she fucking like she says order for Dave, and then
Order
she
for
walks
Dave.
up and and then she says,
That was good.
My best friend's name is Dave. We call him Dicker Down Dave. And I said, oh my god, that's what we call him. And she gave him a look
Sized
up and
me
down
up.
and said, no, I don't believe you.
Yeah, that's
Oh
definitely
my God.
not what you call
My
him.
best friend's name is Dave. We call him Dicker Down Dave.
So you guys had fun on tour.
Well,
I did.
Two of you did.
I had a
fun.
blast.
I had
Yeah.
fun.
When we showed up in New Orleans, the venue we were playing at had all of their posters up. I don't know like what their retention policy on these posters was.
It seems like the last like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, so there were like
It's a lot of posters.
Yeah.
we basically set up, did a line check, and then I spent a good while just looking at posters. I was like, oh, there's lingua ignota. Yeah, there you go. And then I was like, oh, there's lightning bolt. And then I immediately, every time I would find a poster that I was like, oh, cool. I went to that show in Dallas. I went to that show in Denton. I walked up to the sound person. I was like, hey, Sarah, did you do sound for lingua ignota? And she goes, no. I was like, okay.
Our sound person's name is Sarah.
Yeah.
I assumed.
Yeah,
as
okay.
much.
Just, yeah.
I think it just didn't go up to some random person. And
You went up to the sound person and say, hey, Sarah. And they went, that's not my name.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that show. There was the green room was like, it made me feel very comfortable, made Dave very uncomfortable.
Almost as hot as the aardvark.
It made me feel like
it was warm. It was warm.
It made me feel like I was in the loft at Jago. It was just warm, had a window
that's
unit.
unpleasant.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I felt comfortable.
You felt at home.
It was a really cool green room because like you basically walk past, like you walk into the bar area.
which was not fun.
I told the bartender at the beginning,
all
I
my
was like,
bells were
Yeah.
going off.
Yeah.
I told the bartender at the very beginning of the night, I was like, I'm uncomfortable with this. She's like, no, don't be. I'm like, I will be. This is going, I hate
Yeah.
this. But
It
you
feels
walk
wrong.
Yeah, but you walk past that and then you go upstairs and it's like this,
Steep stairs.
Yeah.
Very steep.
You guys were
like,
like
before they had regulations for stairs.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
it's the type of stairs where like they weren't abiding by this, but every time someone was going down before me or going up before me, I waited till they were at the top landing before I got on the stairs. But both of y'all were on the stairs at the same time multiple times. I was
And
like, y'all are brave.
I was like, I just want to get off these things. So I was walking pretty fast.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a super cool little like loft green room space, and it was like they leave a Sharpie up there, so everyone just draws all over.
I
Like
got a Jaeger guitar.
yeah, they had a Jaeger like all over guitar. I wrote down "Don't be the artists" on the wall.
Yeah.
Adam was here.
Yeah, I was definitely there.
And then there was just like
not going to be there this next week.
there was just a fridge of beer. It was nice. It was a great little green room. Yeah. Great street tour that venue was. That was a really cool area. Ferret Street.
Yeah, it's
Ferret.
not too touristy downtown area. It's
No.
a lot better over there. Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you been to New Orleans?
Yeah. Just once. I'll be there again next weekend though.
All right. Don't go to Bourbon Street. It smells like piss.
I went there last time and it smelled horrible.
It reeks of piss.
And it was
Everyone
real
told me.
gloomy.
It's a feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone told me that. They're like, yeah, it smells pretty bad. And I was like, I'm thinking like New York City on a summer day.
I
where
was
it's
thinking
just
like Philadelphia.
yeah, like I'm like, it smells like a city. There's some interesting smells, but it's not everywhere.
Smells like piss.
We hit Bourbon Street, and I was just like, it smells like hot piss and vomit everywhere. There's no getting away from it.
If you were there
fun.
the morning after, it's really terrible.
We were.
They're just hosing everything off and like piss going everywhere.
we drove
It's
through.
aerosolized.
We drove through and it smelled bad.
Yeah.
Your car started smelling bad.
Yes.
You know.
Dave got checked on his pronunciation of New Orleans.
Yeah.
He said New Orleans, and the bartender said, "Hey, we call it New Orleans around here. Be careful."
Look, there's
he was a nice guy. Though.
There's a tragically hip song called "New Orleans is Sinking," and that's what they say. That's what he says in the song.
yeah, trust the Canadians.
Right.
Yeah, it's a Canada thing. Yeah.
Nolans.
Yeah,
That's what you definitely should have said.
Yeah.
Because you should have said Nolans.
Oh, you mean Nolans? His name was Dave.
he would have fucking like decked you. Yeah, he was Dave.
He was a very in shape man with a great mustache.
Yep.
Yeah, he messaged us. He said, "Remember me? I'm the bartender with the great mustache."
Yeah.
I said, yeah. How could we forget? Then after that, we went to Monroe, where we got a lot of friends, and we played at Enoch's, which is a really cool, comfortable venue for Dave. I
Loved
was
it.
comfortable the night before. Dave was comfortable night 2. But yeah, they were super kind to us. Free drinks all night, which
Free everything.
yeah, free everything all night.
That seems even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just like you can get it if you want it, but they were like, "Do you guys want shots? Do you want a bucket of beer to bring to the stage? Get another meal."
Yeah, I was like, can I have a Michelob? And they're like, and a shot of Jameson. And I was like, no, just the Michelob. And a shot of Jameson. No, thank you.
What I ordered a beer and the lady grabbed 2 and just was like, "Here's yours too." And you were like, "Oh, okay. I have a headache."
And so they like also like that was I think that might have been the best we've ever gotten paid at any
yeah.
show ever. And
Tell you what, it was better than emo night.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't, but it was still really good.
yeah. So just FYI,
I mean, if you get free anything though,
It's-
that
it's-
makes up for any of
It's
it.
fucking close, and
Yeah.
especially like compared to what our best paying show in my memory would be, this is a very different scenario.
well, and that's what I want to say is if you're a musician and you're like thinking about playing out of town shows and you're only going to New Orleans, you're only doing the big cities, consider some of these small cities because I mean you can suss it out because this venue immediately Enoch's, they were really great about they're like, we'll pay for a hotel, this is how much minimum we're gonna pay you, free drink and food all night.
Yeah.
And they were just the nicest people in the world. And so if you're, a touring person or thinking about touring, don't skip the little towns. At least try to figure it out because
There's money to be had.
and they're hungry. And I think
Yeah.
that's really the big thing.
The thing about it in those small towns too is that you come across people who are like they don't get all the bands coming through.
Yeah.
And the places that they have where music happens are not there's not a ton of different places to go see live music. So you have these regulars who are happy to pay, who are already sitting inside, and then when 9 o'clock hits, they get charged $10 to stay. They don't complain about it. They don't leave, and then they stay and watch music, and it's like you make new friends and new fans that way.
Yeah, that's a big thing you don't see around like even Denton. Like
Yeah.
if people are already there in the venue.
If they went around Harvest House and started charging $10, everybody would be so mad.
Yeah,
people
even
would
$2,
freak out.
even the $2.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And so like it's just like and a lot of people were saying like, yeah, sorry this place wasn't like packed, and like there was a good crowd.
Doesn't matter if it's a good crowd though. Yeah.
But and I kept telling them, I was like, look, we've played to like 100 people in Dallas, and then like afterwards, nobody follows us. Nobody comes to get, and I mean like following us on like social media, not like actually following us. Like, hey, nobody talks to us.
I loved your music.
Nobody buys merch after the set. Nobody talks to us. Nothing like that. So it's like kind of just it strokes your ego to play those kinds of shows. But playing in like Monroe, I'd rather play to 20 people who are attentive and are going to like talk to us afterwards, buy stuff, and like follow us,
or come see you next time you're there.
Yeah.
Right.
Than 100 people who don't give a fuck. They're just there to party.
And the staff was like, "How's New Orleans?"
Yeah.
It's like they knew our schedule.
Yeah, we drove.
Right,
we
they
walked.
knew that you went to New Orleans
without
first,
us even saying anything.
We drove up. We saw friends we knew, and they were waving at us, which was nice. It's always good to feel that when you're like not at home. And then as soon as we walk out, before we even cross the door, we're not officially in the venue, a guy we don't know at all goes, "You guys are the Out of Town band. You're playing tonight." And we're just like, "Dude, I don't know who the fuck you are."
Yeah, I heard you go, "Did they study us?"
No, that's that. Like I think that some of them must have, because there are some staff that were like, "Hey, so you guys are Moniker, right?" I'm like, "Yep, yes, that is wild."
It's weird. Yeah.
But it was a great time. That's a really great venue, and I mean, I would say like finding those small towns also, you find potentially like, I don't want to say lifelong friends, but very like dedicated, good friends that you will keep for a long time in like the music scene, which is really important.
Well, I was saying like, we hear it. I don't know if everybody hears this kind of stuff, but like those like road warriors, like I seem to hear this a lot in ska bands. I feel like ska bands are more prone to being road warriors, where they're just always touring. And like you hear that kind of like, oh, it's nice to like, I can't wait to see my friends in Philadelphia. I can't wait to see them in Chicago. And just like, yeah, they're just saying that to make it feel better for them, but they don't really have those friends. But experiencing that, I'm like, oh, maybe they do, and this is really nice.
I like just thinking like, you don't have friends.
Yeah,
I don't mean that. I mean like
you're just lying to make tour seem really cool.
That, not the you don't have friends. That
It's that.
Yeah,
But it was really heartwarming to pull up, and the dudes are already out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no like sexy stories about that night, other than like we just had a really good time. It was good to hang out with friends, which that's sexy to me. But I don't mean like people were throwing up everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
None of that. It was seemed like pretty normal, good, fun night.
Yeah. Great night. And then night 3 in Ruston, Louisiana.
We'll label that night, "Where's the sound guy?"
Yeah, where's the sound guy? Yeah.
Chapter 3, "Where's the sound guy?"
Yeah, then so we basically we had to figure out sound last minute, but we did. One of our friends, Joel Jordan, came in clutch.
Not only did he come in clutch with the sound, but like he decided to be an opener for the night, like that
and
week.
played a great opening set.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And we're having a good time, and then we start to realize, in the middle of his set, before we're about to go on, we're like, this is kind of seeming like a frat bar. And lo and behold, it was a frat bar.
That's your natural element.
It might have been the only bar in the town, according to Hagen,
Yeah,
or the only open
It
one.
was the only one open past like 8.
I'm not entirely sure like where else they would go, but I was like just looking up like bars nearby, and obviously that was the first one on the list, but that was the only one on the list that I saw that stayed open until 2 a.m. Everything else closed at 10. Some of them were open until midnight, but it was unclear or not if they were like actually like obviously there's like Chili's and shit, but like I don't
Maybe
think
that's where they were going.
the frat gang's not hanging out at Chili's.
I don't know, I
so-
can kind of see that.
Yeah, I
maybe,
can
yeah.
see that too. Apparently, that's actually a thing. Is like people are really into the margaritas at Chili's. Like,
Yeah, but you got to go like during like happy hour.
sure,
Yeah.
But I
And-
wouldn't be shocked if the frat guys were like, "Yeah, we're getting some Ritas."
The first tip-off should have been the bartender was like, "You guys are the band?" Like, before we brought any gear in, she was like,
Yeah.
"You guys are the band?" We were like, "Yeah." She goes, "You look like rock stars."
look like rock stars.
I don't remember that.
Compared to the normal customers who were there.
Yeah, we weren't wearing boat shoes.
we weren't wearing boat shoes. We
No
definitely
polos.
no polos,
no
yeah.
khaki shorts.
Yeah,
I have bleached tips.
I have tattoos
Yeah.
that aren't like your cliche tattoos.
Yeah.
and Dave's
I'm-
dicker down. I really think there's only one story from that night, and it's just a young woman y'all talked to.
Yeah,
Can I preface this with she came up to us. One of the things we do at these out of town shows to, if it's a new area for us, is we try to go around. Hagen really, he did this, and I think it's a great
Fucking
idea.
MVP ass move.
Yeah,
you were
walking
doing.
around to people who are already there or close to the venue, hand them a sticker, tell them, "Hey, we're from out of town." Yada yada. Give them an elevator pitch, and it works. This young woman was in a group that we walked up to, and then right before Joel starts his opening set, walks up to the three of us and says, "Hey, I know you guys said you're in a band, but like, do you guys play good music?"
Yeah, but like, is it good?
Yeah, and
So you just go, no.
Would I know it?
and I said, I said, yeah, I like it. I think it's really good. And she said, yeah, but you have to like it. And I was like, why are you asking me? So I clocked her pretty early. I was like, you know what? At that moment, I just turned around and walked away. Genuinely, I was like, fuck
Fair.
it. You're going to stay
That's a
or
fair
not.
response.
Yeah, like
Yeah, totally reasonable.
these guys, these absolute
Yeah,
idiots stayed and talked.
There's a
to
couple of
her.
words you could have said there, and I'm a little surprised. Idiots was the thing.
I asked her some questions. I was curious.
Absolute knuckleheads.
She like asked again where we were from. So told her Dallas, and she proceeded to be like, yeah, my sister lives in Tyler. I want to move to Dallas.
Those are different cities.
Yeah, I fuck with my sister. She's great. I used to go there when I was 15 and party and get drunk.
She kept talking about who she fucked
Tyler?
with.
Yeah, no, they would go to Dallas.
Okay.
She would meet
Yeah.
up with her sister in Tyler, then they'd go to
Well, that
Dallas.
still doesn't make sense.
She's
That's
15. Yeah.
2.5 hours away.
Yeah. And she's 15.
But not to worry, Adam. She had plenty of life experience,
I'm
having
sure.
been to prison at 14.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Maximum security.
so
Yeah.
so it
I didn't know you could do that.
it kind of came up along the way that like everybody's been to prison, right? Y'all
guys
have
have
been
been
to
to prison.
prison. And I was
She
like,
was fucking
no.
surprised when we weren't.
Yeah, I was like, you've lived
Well,
way
you're
more than
musicians.
us.
You're supposed to have been in jail.
So I was like, can I ask why you've been to prison? You always don't have to say. And she was like, yeah, I gotta tell the whole story though, because if I just say why, it's a little ridiculous.
By the way, this is we settled on like if somebody says it's kind of a long story, it's not.
It's not.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a pretty like normal
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. So for domestic terrorism is why she.
Okay.
You remember the clown, the killer clown trend
No.
in like 2014?
Are y'all gonna fight about this?
No, it's when all the clowns were like terrorizing the United
Like
States.
when the movie It came out?
No.
Kind of around
no,
there.
No, it wasn't around then at all.
Well, I don't remember
like,
what it was related to, but they were like,
No, it was random.
yeah.
It was purely like people were just doing this. There's a lot of good video essays on YouTube about it. How it's just like it's like you know how people started planking or people started doing those
Just some dumb internet thing.
flash
started-
mobs.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. People started dressing up as clowns and hanging around
And
parks
committing
to scare
domestic
people.
terrorism. Okay.
Yeah.
So she made an Instagram account, her and her friends did, and they made a post that was like, we're gonna run down Airline, which is the name of their high school, and beat bitches up. Beat bitches up.
And it was by email on the account, so I went to prison.
So she went to a maximum security prison for 2 days, and
That doesn't. You can't say you went to maximum security
you
prison
can.
if you were there for 2 days. That's
And
just
her-
visiting.
And my parents paid $10,000 to get me out. That was 10% of the full bail. I'm surprised I did that math.
that's what I said whenever I heard her say that.
Yeah. And she was like,
Then she
before
went
that,
to juvie. Yeah.
before that, she had said, my parents don't want me to move to Dallas because they're real tight asses. And after she told us that her parents bailed her out, she was like, I fuck with my parents.
I fuck
But
with my. I
what
fuck
did
with
she
them.
say about her dad's job?
Oh, you're from Canada. My daddy's up in Canada right now. Do you know where Toronto is?
Never heard of it.
Oh, he's up there. Do you know what cranes are? Yeah, he builds cranes.
She asked if we knew what cranes were.
Yeah, whenever they told me this story,
I guess to be fair, if you're in, I don't know how small this town is.
No.
If you're in a small town in Louisiana, you've never seen anything get built.
No.
no. So like, whenever
Don't try to stick up for this lady.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to
She's
say.
a domestic terrorist.
if you're in a
domestic-
small enough town,
You're a terrorist apologist.
Adam, if you
Yeah.
stick up for her, the domestics terrorists win.
domestics.
Yeah, but basically, she. When they told me that crane thing, I was like, "Oh, she means like the bird. Like, do you know what a crane
Yeah,
is?"
that
And
would
then they
make more
said,
sense.
"No, her dad builds cranes." I was like, "Oh, fuck." Also, my favorite quote, I wasn't there for any of this, but my favorite quote that you guys said was, "Yeah, my younger sister
kind of a whore.
No, my younger sister.
No, older sister.
Older
whatever.
sister by 8 years.
My sister, yeah.
My older sister is 8 years older than me. I was born when she was 8.
Yeah, it was this.
My older sister, she had her first kid when she was 16 and I was 8. We have an 8-year difference. And then my nephew, he's 8. He was 8 years different from me. Like, yes.
Isn't that crazy that I was 8 years old when he was born and now he's 8? You get that? Can you believe that? I'm so glad I left. This would have like ruined my night.
I asked.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
that could be kind of funny,
It was.
but it could also be like,
I think it was real funny.
Then you checked out for a minute, and I was just I was left
getting
there,
drinks.
and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
You talk about cranes.
She's telling me her entire life story.
Didn't you guys say the way you got out of it was
We
you
both just walked away.
You just walked
Because
away.
Joel was playing and she was like she was still talking, but because the music started, she was like,
Yeah, I fuck with my daddy. He's great. He builds cranes.
we're like, he's playing music.
Yeah, we all laughed about the three of us laughed about something, and then you like calm down, and there's a moment of silence. Hagen and I both just fucking walked. We were all like, all right. We didn't even say all right. There's no niceties of like nice talking to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
No,
though.
we just left,
Yeah.
and then she trailed off into the wilderness.
I really think that's the whole of tour stories.
I made
Toursters.
some cool deals with a frat dude
Yeah.
who slammed 3 shots.
Yeah, that guy.
I accused a guy of being on drugs.
Yep. Dave did tell a guy who was talking to him and me for like 20 minutes. He said, "Hey, are you on drugs?" And then I saw the guy.
What did you say?
I said, "Are you just nervous or are you on drugs?"
And at that
His
point,
jaw, that kid's
That
jaw was
might
going a
be-
million miles an hour.
That might be worse than just asking if you're on drugs.
Well, he told us that he gets nervous talking to people.
it just like when Dave said that, I was like, "What the fuck, Dave?"
Yeah.
So funny.
And the guy
that's kinda
immediately
funny.
said, "Are you accusing me of being on drugs?" And I was like, "Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!" Yeah.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't leave a fucking CD player in the Airbnb.
Oh fuck! What you mean a
CD?
CD? Yeah,
What?
we
You
stayed in
said
it.
CD player.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's what Moniker
like-
does. You just
yeah,
travel
yeah,
around
yeah,
with
yeah.
CD
Gotcha.
players.
I just remember they have a CD player. Yeah.
Here's a Walkman.
That's how
We're
you
gonna
get
get
ready for
arrested
CDs.
for terrorism.
You put the CDs out somewhere and a CD player.
Go around CD playering people.
Yeah, we had this brilliant idea that like you're staying in these rural areas
That
and
still have CDs.
yeah, and like they would have CD players. Hagen had a bee in his bonnet about the Wi-Fi situation.
They had a thing.
Where was this? At the venue or
No,
No,
Airbnb.
They had, they had all these like live laugh love signs,
Hold on,
but
how
also
did-
these like
A
all these,
lot
like,
of live, laugh,
all
love
these like
signs.
religion signs like
Jack Daniels flavored coffee.
that too. But they
Yeah.
also had a thing that was like, you're at home when there's Wi-Fi. I'm like, well, there's no fucking Wi-Fi, so how I'm not at home? What is this?
Hey, and then Dave held up the sign, and Hagen did one of those karate punches on it.
There was a conveniently placed newspaper that was like county-wide internet outage. I'm like, oh.
It felt like a video game.
Yeah.
Of like, there's
That
the
feels like some
backstory.
setup,
There's
yeah.
the lore dump.
Regardless of that, there was they didn't have router, they didn't have anything. There just wasn't Wi-Fi there. Regardless of that news story, of the one tree falling down that knocked down all of the city's internet.
How big is the city? Like 12 people?
Yeah, and they were all at our show.
So if you're curious, if you ever
I
want
mean,
to
a lot of
go,
out-of-towners come to that show.
if you ever want to go camping with Hagen, it's probably a bad idea. He's going to be real upset
Bring
about
some
the Wi-Fi in the bed situation.
Wi-Fi? Where's the Wi-Fi?
Where's the running water?
I'm good with dirty water.
Cool. Another thing. Yeah. So that's the whole of tour stories. Not much news. Did you guys see that Aerosmith announced their farewell tour? Their final tour?
Have they
did see that.
never done one before?
I don't know. I haven't looked that up, but that's why I brought this up, because I don't think any of us care about Aerosmith
Yeah.
in a genuine way. But
To be honest, I didn't know they were still touring.
I'm skeptical. Like I genuinely feel this way, and like I think I talked about this on the podcast about that Fall Out Boy Zane Lowe interview.
Yeah.
Where Fall Out Boy said, "Yeah, we should have never said we were going on hiatus, because that's not really what it was. We were just like, taking a break from the cycle. We never like broke up as a band."
Yeah.
And Zane Lowe was immediately like, "Hey, if we knew each other at that point, I would have immediately told you, do not, like, you don't owe it to anyone to give them an explanation of why you're not doing stuff.
Yeah.
All it does is bring, like, it gives credibility to what their suspicions are.
It just feels drama.
I feel the same way about a farewell tour.
Okay, so let's place bets on how long they're going to be doing this farewell tour.
Well, they've like announced it. I think it's like probably like 2 months right now.
I think it'll
You
go
think it'll
on
be like
for
a year?
5 years.
Ugh.
No,
Well, I know like
I don't know about that.
Well, the Eagles
Steven
are
Tyler.
still doing that,
Steven Tyler and like Joe Perry like hate each other.
but they've
so-
hated each other since like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many tour dates can you get them to agree to do for how many millions of dollars?
It's also like how many times can you bamboozle? Like take advantage of your fans, not bamboozle. Take advantage of them to be like selling out arenas because they are playing arenas
Right.
now.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
I'd be super curious to see like what, if they had toured before, because I thought the same thing. Like, is this an actual farewell tour? Have they done the farewell
or
tour
is it
before?
a Kiss, Rolling
Yeah,
Stones,
yeah.
Motley Crue? The list goes on.
Yeah,
I'm so skeptical of this.
Apparently,
shit.
Motley Crue is still going to go on tour without Mick Mars.
Did Mick Mars die, or is
No,
he just sick?
he's like
he has
suing-
back
he's
problems,
back-
right?
Chronic pain. Yeah, he's suing the band.
He's got bonitis.
And John 5 is apparently
oh, he's
replacing
suing
him.
the band for like going on without him.
For that and for like
Gossip.
a whole host of other things.
Okay,
like
Recording.
probably being responsible for the pain too.
Yeah.
Like not doing a lot
that
about
dude
it.
looks like he's like infinite.
I think he had that pain before the band started.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's an
unfortunately-
autoimmune disease or
Gotcha.
something.
Yeah, we talked about it. That was the
His
the
bones are turning to stone or something.
That's right.
the
yeah,
biopic that like broke the biopic camel's
Yeah.
back for me. And yeah, they do talk about it in that. Yeah. Only other piece of news that I have is Spotify is pulling the plug on Hurdle. Did you guys ever play
Yeah.
Hurdle?
I played it every day. It's really funny because the day that I saw that article, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I just stopped playing it.
Dunzo.
Yeah.
I don't even
I
know
don't
what this
give a fuck.
was.
It's like the
It's like Wordle. It's like
You get 6 guesses. It gives you a second and then like 3
Of a
seconds
song.
and then 6
Yeah.
seconds. And
Why would they bother discontinuing that? That seems like
well,
a
they
thing
bought
that-
it, right?
yeah, they bought
Yeah,
it.
like they
Yeah.
didn't develop it. They bought it and were like exclusive to Spotify and then took it away.
Sure, yeah. I just don't know why you wouldn't continue that. That seems really easy to like program out for
Yeah, I think
infinity
people
on
were
the
upset
giant
about it.
library they have.
It seems like they don't have to actually do anything. It
Yeah.
seems like it's already done.
It seems like
and-
you could have like one employee like maintain it
Yeah.
once a year.
I would imagine maybe the issue, maybe there could be a concern of like what if they run out of songs? But I think that's just like a ridiculous
No,
thing.
they could just
like,
play more and more
stupid.
obscure shit. Nobody's
exactly.
gonna know.
But also like there's
Or you just
decades
recycle
and
it all.
decades of pop songs they could
Yeah.
pull from. So
I'm sorry to like backtrack a little bit here, but Chat Delay just informed me that your brother is buying tickets to the Montreal show for Aerosmith.
yeah, at the end of January.
The supposed last tour show. And that's the other thing about these kind of things is the wording. They say final tour, like Ozzy is not doing tours anymore, but he's playing shows.
yeah.
ICP is doing the same thing. Like
Elton
that-
John made a
that's
huge deal
better
out of
to do.
yeah.
out of playing the Dodger Stadium show and saying like this is the last show, but it's like just his last American show.
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
Like he'll play
Supposedly.
around he'll probably, like play one-offs. Like
Yeah.
Billy Joel hasn't toured in like a decade plus, I think.
but has a residency at Madison Square
yeah,
Garden.
and I saw him in
Yeah.
Texas. Like he'll do
right.
one-offs.
Yeah, would you consider a residency to count as like you're still going to continue doing shows if you're saying this is the last tour?
I think
misleading.
they,
the
they
operating
have a
word is-
residency, right?
operating word is tour, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the
I
thing.
mean, I
is,
think
like,
that's fine because you get to a certain point, you're like, I don't want to do this touring thing anymore. I'll do like one-off, like whatever weird festivals, or I'll do a residency because they're going to back the money truck up.
I don't think you
things, but-
should be required to tour if you're a creative, but unfortunately that kind of is
Yeah, right.
required. So yeah, if you can get to that point, absolutely pull the plug. Sorry, back to Hurdle. I had never played it pre or post Spotify acquisition, but I heard people like saying like what's that movie one? It was like
Movie
a frame.
doll or Framedle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
frame something.
And people talked about like how they bounced off of Hurdle more than all the other ones because you either know the song or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear like
You can't
if you were
guess
to
it.
play me a SZA song, I really haven't like dived into her discography. I wouldn't know it.
Right.
Whereas they were saying like, oh, like movies are such in like the zeitgeist where it's like, okay, if you've never seen, whatever, like Red Notice or something, but you see like, I think Chris Evans is in
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth, sure, whatever. But one
Chris
of the Chris's, One of the Chris's is in it. You would see that, you'd see it's an action movie, and you're like, oh, like this is everywhere on Netflix right now. You even if you haven't seen it, you would be able to guess it. So that's kind of fun for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe that's part of it.
Well, even I guess they call it global is like they have a globe and you have to guess like the country.
Oh, dude, I would be so bad at that.
But
GeoGuessr is a super fun one. That's been
well,
around
GeoGuessr's
forever.
been a while, been around for, but that one's
It's OG.
way more specific than you can make GeoGuessr way more specific than
than
global, because global is like all you need to do is just, and it'll tell you how close you are. Where GeoGuessr is just like you just have to guess this. You don't have any amount of guesses. It's just okay. Well, you guess you can play some versions of it with that, but yeah, you watch that guy who is like
on TikTok.
He's like really good at it. It's so fucking scary.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just like he's like seems like a bloodhound. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's crazy.
He talked about it. Like people were like, "So how did you get so good?" He's like, "I just played for like 2 years. I just like that's like what I did."
Yeah, maybe that is it. Dude's like the Rain Man for that shit.
Yeah,
It's like
isn't that his profile name? Is something Rain
Maybe.
Man? Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, but like speaking of hurdle, what's today, Hagen?
It's gonna be May.
What does that mean?
In the NSYNC song, "It's Gonna Be Me." Everyone thinks it says it's gonna be May.
Do people actually think that?
So this is the
Or
thing.
is that just the meme?
If
We'll
you hear
dive.
it, you can easily like.
Yeah,
No, it's just a pronunciation.
we'll talk about this
Yeah.
thing more as we talk about misunderstood lyrics and songs as we're going to today. But like. I think there are some people who truly think it's going to be May because of the pronunciation. But there's some of these like misheard lyrics. And I'm like, God, you're stupid.
Like you had to try
You're
really hard
stupid.
to hear that.
Yeah, it's incredible. But yeah, the NSYNC song, "It's Gonna Be Me." People hear "It's Gonna Be May," and today's May 1st. So yeah, nice.
Yes. Can you guys? How do you say this word?
Apartment.
Okay, cool. How do you say that word?
Apartment.
Okay, it's apartment. Thank
Classic.
you. We got a little.
Just apartment.
Apartment.
I don't know what that's from though.
It's a
It's a
TikTok.
TikTok.
Tic Tac.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about misheard lyrics or misunderstood concepts of songs.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one for me is misunderstood concepts. I didn't really dive into the misheard lyrics because you can easily get into the what's that? I forget the name of the song, but the revved up like a douche,
That is
wrapped up like a douche. What do they say?
revved up like a
It's deuce,
yeah, it's Deuce.
which is a car.
Yeah, a Deuce coupe.
There's
Yeah.
I think it's a
few parts of that word of that song that have been misunderstood because
really
yeah. Well, it's all
What's
in
the song?
it's
Do you
all
have
in
it?
that. It's all with
Blinded by the Light.
yeah.
Is
It's
it?
Okay.
all within like that chorus, but people like misunderstood they misheard the revved up part. They misheard the douche part. Like all of it.
It's a Bruce Springsteen song, I think.
No way.
And Manfred Mann
No
covered
way.
it.
Also, Eagles of Death Metal did cover that song. I did read this. They covered it and they like leaned into the douche.
Oh my god.
That makes sense though.
That's the way you do it. Beck did something similar on that song Summer Girl. Or no, it's called Girl. It's just called Girl. On the physical copy of the record, it says like you can't tell what he's saying if he's saying my summer girl or my cyanide girl, which both are very different things, like saying like, oh, you're great, or like you're the fucking worst.
Yeah.
And in the like actual lyric sheet, it's like it's scribbled out.
Scratched out.
Yeah, and apparently live he would switch it all the time.
I like that.
So when you look up "Blinded by the Light" misheard lyrics, the first like more to ask is, what does "wrapped up like a douche" mean? and then did Bruce Springsteen write?
Safe search.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I verified my age to look this up. So
We're not going into that.
Yeah.
Meant to tell y'all before the podcast, hey, don't talk about that.
hey,
Patreon.
I just said it. I
Cool.
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it was written and recorded originally by Bruce Springsteen, and then it was
that makes sense, actually. There's that movie, Blinded by the Light.
yeah, yeah. So revved up like a deuce, wrapped up
In the middle of
wrapped
the
up
night.
like a douche.
Yeah.
is the mishearing.
When I
there.
first heard that song, that's what I thought it was.
Oh,
'Cause-
the way he says it. It's
yeah,
like
and
that.
He
we don't
says
know.
douche.
We don't know what Deuce coupes are.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I
that's
know the
Did
song
you never
thing.
listen to the Beach
Little
Boys?
Deuce coupe,
Yeah.
but like
She's my little douche
Yeah.
scoop. You don't know
she's
what
my
I
little
got.
douche coupe.
Yeah, there you go. Pavement also did that kind of that Beck thing.
Intentionally
Silent?
messing with people?
What was it? Silence Kid is the actual song, but they called it Silent Kit because
I
it
don't
was
know if I
like
remember that.
a misprint. Yeah. So in the song they call it Silent Kit, but they like switch it from like Silence Kid and Silent Kit. I think that was
I feel like pre-smartphone, that would have been a lot of fun if you're the artist doing that, and you just have people hearing like, "What did I hear? I heard this, and I heard this."
Yeah.
These are also back in the times when like the only way you got the lyrics was like
Right. The
Having
actual
it,
disc.
yeah.
CD sleeve.
So
Well, then and scratching it out, and at that point is even funnier because it's like,
yeah.
Which
So
one
we know
is it?
we know that you don't know which one it is.
Speaking of the time before smartphones, I have a great example of that, which is my parents used to get in a fight about the song "Hard to Handle" by the Black Crowes. Now, for those who don't know, my dad is very German.
how German is he?
Oops. Very German. But there's this, "Hard to Handle" by the Black Crowes. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle now, because Mama, I'm sure hard to handle now gets around. Okay, so it's a really fast little like phrase too in the
And
song.
he's not super clear about it.
Yeah, but my dad thought it was, "Hey, little thing, let me light your candle now, because Mama, hanana hasasa."
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So
And he was
just said-
adamant about this?
no, I was
I
gonna
heard
say,
them fight about this when I was a kid.
did he just say this once and never want to admit he was wrong?
This imprinted on you.
Well, first of all, never want to admit he's wrong. We want to unpack that whole thing.
I just mean, yeah, that's a lot of dads.
But yeah, so I don't know where he stands on this now, but I know that he did very adamantly stand on hanana hasasa was the and if my mom's in the chat, she can clarify this a little bit further because I bet
please
she's
write
watching.
Hanana Hussasa.
I tried to.
That's a language barrier thing, right?
I mean, because
I don't
Mama,
know.
I'm
I
sure
still
hard
don't
to
know how
handle
you
now
get
gets
there.
around.
Well-
oh no,
Dude,
sorry.
I've been listening
I was
to
wrong.
a ton of Japanese music, and I don't sit there and be like, they're just making up shit. I'm like, I don't understand the language.
I was wrong. It's hanana hasasa. Yes, I am instead of gets around.
Okay.
I think
he's
that's what it
speaking
was.
in tongues like at
Yeah.
a Baptist church.
Hey, little thing, light your candle now, because Mama, hanana hasasa. Yes, I am.
Because Mama.
Oh, Hanana. Hanana.
That reminds me of a friend of mine, I guess, grew up in Colombia, and he told me that when he was a kid, I think I've said this on the show before, but he thought bad to the bone when the guy saying bad, he was saying papaya.
Okay.
Bad to the bone.
Hell yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you have examples of like September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. He says badia.
Yeah. It
Oh,
does
yeah,
happen.
that's a good- yeah.
It does happen. So this whole like phenomenon actually has a word for it.
D ubla da.
Yeah.
The DU.
Mondegreen is a word that means a misunderstood or misinterpreted word or phrase resulting from a mishearing of the lyrics of a song.
You said Mondegreen?
Mondegreen.
Can you spell that for me?
MONDEGREEN.
Okay.
It's like, are you going golfing? Yes, I'm already. Or yes, Monda Green.
Nice. So Dave's expecting. One thing, this is not a misheard lyric, but this is one that, do you guys know that song, It Ends Tonight by the All American Rejects?
Yes.
Your subtlety, it strangles me. The It Ends Tonight. It ends tonight. You don't know it?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, to all the Zoomers out there, not the Zoomers, the millennials, this one goes to you. That song, I always interpreted it. It's a breakup song, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Do you know the song, Adam?
No.
What the fuck? So, I thought like it's a power ballad. Also, like, why aren't there power ballads anymore? Name the last power ballad you can think of. It's Lips of an Angel. Why don't we have power ballads anymore? I miss waking up to like VH1 at like 3 a.m. and it being like, we're selling you 40 power ballads for the price of one.
Maybe that was the problem.
It's a good deal.
Great deal.
Yeah.
There's no market.
Yeah, they flooded the market.
But that song, It Ends Tonight, is actually about a guitar tech that they had on their first, or like, I don't know if it's their first tour, but on some of their tours before that record. He was like in his 40s and like the band at that time was in their 20s. And at the end of the show and at the end of when the band was ready to go out and party, the guitar tech was always like, I'm gonna go, like, I'm just so tired, man. I just want to relax tonight. And that set off like the singer. It pissed him off to no end. And he always was talking. There's all these like interviews where he's like, yeah, that guy really just pissed me off. Like, I just wanted to party. And he was always such a fucking like
downer,
like a buzzkill. And like,
how
that
dare he
song,
want to be done after working all day?
yeah, that song is about like how much I hated that guy. And I was just like,
So weird.
what fucking young man dick
he
energy.
sounds like a revved up douche.
Yeah. But yeah, just imagine that you're like, you think you're good friends with these like 20-year-old like rock stars who are up and coming, and then like
And you're just doing your job.
you find out a decade later, you're like, oh, that was about me. I liked that song. There's a there's like a weight has been lifted on this evening. I give the final blow. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Like all these lyrics in this are just basically saying like how much I hate you, and it's just fucked.
Yeah, I mean that's like a Good Riddance, Green Day. Like that's like about a breakup. And
Is it not?
no, it is about a
Okay.
it is, but the most people don't. I don't think about it that way. They don't think about it as like a breakup song.
That's right.
It comes across as like a really happy song.
It was voted. It was voted as best prom song.
Yeah, another
because
example.
it says, "I hope you have the time of your life."
Exactly.
Another example is the Every Step I Take
Yeah.
being like a really popular first dance.
But
Yeah.
right?
Billy Joe Armstrong said, "I sort of enjoy the fact that I'm misunderstood most of the time. That's fine."
Of course he would say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
If there was a multiple choice question, it was like, which one was Billy Joel's response? He'd be like, yeah, it's that.
Yeah. it's that one.
And he had that weird like vowel shape that he always has.
Yep.
Oh, that's like Hey Ya is about divorce, right?
Super sad song. Yeah.
That
Very
one's
sad.
like feels super on the nose and like
Yeah.
just like a master stroke, really, because
Yeah.
the whole is like, y'all don't want to hear me sing, y'all just want to dance. And it's like he's being blatant about it. It's
Yeah.
like everyone should have known, but he knew so well that writing that pop song was going to like make it covert. So like honestly, awesome.
Yeah.
And I listened
That's
to
a great example.
from time to time. I listen to this guy that does like the sessions. That guy I've talked about that listens to the songs and breaks the tracks down. He talked about being on the set of that music video and like Andre 3000 telling everybody what the pitch is for the music video before any of them heard the song. And they were like, oh, this is going to be like a really happy song. And then throughout the day, they just slowly were like, oh, fuck.
Damn.
This
Just
song is
slowly
depressing.
piecing it
Damn.
together.
That's
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you want to know my favorite? Do you know the song by System of a Down, "Kill Rock and Roll"?
Yeah.
You know what that song's actually about?
No.
Do you know this song?
I know the song, but I don't know what it's about.
It's on their last record, Hypnotize. So you listen to it and like I'll read the first verse right here. It's, so I felt like the biggest asshole when I killed your rock and roll. And it's just that. It's lyrics like that, just saying like and you can interpret this like, you know, this is a band that was grouped in with nu metal, and I don't think nu metal was really out at the time that or on the outs at the time that Hypnotize came out, but you can interpret this as like people were upset about nu metal, like old heads were, and that kind of stuff, saying like, this isn't like, you know, you're killing rock and roll, that kind of thing. Like similar to like what people say about like grunge, that kind of thing.
Killed hair metal.
That's not what it's about at all. That song, Surge had a pet bunny called, I think I think this is like lost in translation here. Like I'm probably butchering this, but it was like Roggenrow was how you pronounce the name.
Oh.
And at a party one night, Darren was like leaving and was backing out of the driveway and killed it.
Oh my god.
That's what the song's about.
Oh, shit.
So there's the this is where it becomes, now that you know that, there's the part of the song, the bridge, where it says, eat all the grass that you want, accidents happen in the dark. That's what that is.
That makes sense now.
Wow. Crazy. Crazy.
That's fucked. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Well, and Chop Suey was, it's about suicide.
yeah.
Yeah. Misheard lyric on System of a Down end was again a personal thing. When I was a kid, driving around in Germany with my dad's car, he was blasting System of a Down and playing the song "Violent Pornography," which my mom loved, and she didn't love it. Okay. And the chorus, for those who don't know, is "It's a violent pornography, choking chicks and sodomy."
But you thought it was inside of me?
I did think it was inside of me.
Yeah.
And I was like singing along in the back seat, and
Thinking
then
it was a great song.
they both had to teach me what sodomy was.
What? No, they didn't have to do that.
They
They
could
didn't
not.
have to.
One for me was my brother and I, when we were kids, used to the song Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. We used to say, sure, goodbye, honey punch, and then punch each other in the arm.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I always
That's
lost.
actually the intention.
Yeah, he just wanted to, I
That's
think
what
he
they
just
meant,
wanted to
yeah.
punch me in the arm because he was bigger than me, but
Do you guys want another song about a dead animal or jerking off?
Jerking off.
Cool.
can we have both?
Yeah, I'll give you both,
Okay.
but I'll give you jerking off first.
All right.
Blister in the Sun by Violent Femmes. Did you guys know that?
No, it's about jerking off.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Let's see. Right here. So let me go on like I blister in the sun, not like I'm a blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands. I know you're the one. Then verse 2, body beats. I stain my sheets. I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she's at the end. She's starting to cry. Do you want to know how I found out that song's about jerking off? I used to play these, like, I call them, like, Jeff Buckley had his coffee shop days. I had my yogurt shop days where, like,
We talked about this.
we did talk about it this weekend. Like, those were my, like, I never bussed, but there were yogurt shops, like when yogurt shops were everywhere in Plano where I grew up, and I would play little cover sets there and like shows there. And I would always play this because, like, it's super easy on guitar, gets everybody excited, everybody knows it, crowd participation with the that part. And my dad loved it. He had never heard it, and then he was like, I guess he was looking up lyrics or something like that, but then like he stumbled on like what it was about, and he just like came to me with a shit-eaten grin, and he's like, you know what that song's about? And I was like, no. And he said, it's about masturbation. And I was like, I want to die now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Playing in the yogurt shop. Natural place for that.
A couple of just really
Yogurt shop.
a couple of just like really crazy. I'll give you one for now. Really, really crazy misheard lyric from Hotel California. So the misheard lyric is, on a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. People heard, on a dark desert highway, cool whip in my hair.
What are those?
Cool whip in my hair.
Yeah. Do those people pay attention to songs?
It's crazy that people heard that. I do not
I'm
understand.
sorry, what
I
song
can
was
see how
this?
you would
Hotel
hear it.
Hotel
California.
California.
I can see how you would hear it, and then you would go back and be like, that can't be right.
So another lyric in that is one sound or one smell of colitis,
Yeah.
but I thought it was one smell that could lead us.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But, I mean, that makes some more sense in
Yeah.
cases like that, where it's like you're mishearing a
The thing you're talking about
word.
going through a hotel.
Which
Yeah.
brings up a good kind of like subtopic here is that, like, do you know of like songs that like you thought were about something else, or misheard lyrics that you're like, oh, that's actually better? My specific example that I found out recently, my partner was singing As It Was by Harry Styles, and she's saying, you know, it's the same as it was. And I was like, you know, that's not the lyric, right? And she said, what do you mean? And then I said, oh, it's not the same as it was. And she's like, oh, that's a bummer. I don't like that. And she said, I like mine much better. I'm going to keep it that way. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm all for that. If you like that better. And she's like, yeah, I like mine. It's more upbeat. And I was like, yeah. I can't think of any for me where like I've misheard the lyrics. I'm like, oh no, that's actually a better lyric. I'm going to stick with that.
There's a song by Incubus called Megalomaniac, and when that record came out, I was still living in Canada. And the end, he's saying, "Do you get it yet?" But the way that he's pronouncing it, I thought he was saying the new Kennedy Act. And I was like, "Oh fuck, this is deeper than I know." He's on some real political shit.
No, I love that. I loved that. Like listening to System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine and like Prison Song, and they're like just spouting off statistics, and I'm like, dude, I'll never be this well read.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, you guys are so smart.
There, I don't necessarily have that, but I do have the one that was like really big for me that I just like was like it totally blew my mind when I learned what like the song was about, which was stupid because I was like, oh, you just have to listen to the lyrics a little bit more and like actually take them in and you'd get it. But Alive with the Glory of Love by Say Anything, it sounds like it's just a love song. It's like it's like really, it starts off with this really great like drum intro, and then the first lyric is, when I watch you, want to do you right where you're standing, and you're like in this like, oh fuck yeah mood from there. But it's about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Fuck. Wow.
And I think that the singer who is it's just one guy, that band is. I think he's Jewish, so it's a very personal thing for him.
It's about his grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about his grandparents and like them seeing.
God, and writing that opening lyric about your grandparents. Ugh.
But it's about how they lived in similar like ghettos and hiding, and then they were in like similar work camps and all that kind of stuff, and they survived. And yeah, if you listen to the second verse, he goes, and when our city, vast and shitty, falls to the axis, and like I didn't think about.
Yeah, you don't.
I for all I know, I might have thought like axes, like you know,
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like learning like, oh, this is just like, and the music video is really obvious, but
Right.
it just sounds so like fucking happy go lucky, and also these people are in love and they want to fuck. That's all it sounds like.
It makes you think of like all those arguments when people are like, oh, like pop music, or like it's always rap music. It really is that they're just like, oh, it's just about you know degrading people, and like it's just like aggressive, and they're always talking about like bad shit, basically. And it's the same thing where it's like you're only looking at the superficial. It's like, yeah, that's what that is what's there, but they're actually talking about like a lived experience, that kind of thing.
Or it's an entirely different culture, so you're putting your impression of your existence on that music and judging it for that. Another example is the in Let It Be, when Paul McCartney says Mother Mary comes to me, or Mother Mary speaks to me, or whichever one it is. People immediately were like, it's about like Mary Magdalene. And they're religious.
Didn't they have like a Hey Jude was like Jude is I think a derogatory term for Jewish people.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like, oh, that is confirmation that they are like anti-Semitic, and like
but
there's a lot of stuff like that.
Mary was his mother's name.
Right.
And he's like, that's my mother Mary. Like that's why I was writing that.
Why
lyric.
did you say Mary?
Why did you say that name?
Yeah.
Well, it's also with like Imagine. People are like, that's such a happy-go-lucky song, and John Lennon was like, that's my Communist Manifesto.
Exactly. Nope. No.
Not quite.
Imagine.
From the chat, Ian said Angel by Sarah McLachlan is actually about heroin, not just about sad, depressing, starving dogs in third world countries.
I don't know which one I prefer.
I did.
Let's go around the circle. What do you guys prefer? Sad puppies or heroin?
Heroin.
I think that's a better story. Heroin.
You gonna say sad puppies?
Yeah. I'll be the wild card.
Yeah.
There he is.
I can't sing. Yeah.
You can sing.
You got it.
No, like I can't. Like it's rough right now.
So here's another crazy one. Taylor Swift song.
I know I can sing, dude.
Taylor Swift
you in a
song
band?
Blank Space got a long list of ex-lovers. People heard that as all the lonely Starbucks lovers.
I don't believe that.
I
think
actually knew
Starbucks
someone-
paid for that to be in BuzzFeed.
I actually knew someone who thought it was Starbucks.
You're not reading BuzzFeed, are you?
No.
Good.
I think at one point I might have thought it was Starbucks.
I actually know someone who thought that. I can't remember what they thought it was. They didn't think it was all the lonely Starbucks lovers. They might have thought it was like got a long Starbucks lover or something. But because like the way that she says long list of X, it sounds like Starbucks a little bit, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
All the lonely Starbucks lovers. She says got. Where are you getting all from? That's the thing about misheard lyrics that I've learned.
Some of these are just so
infuriating.
I don't know how you get to those.
But there's also like people will. There's sometimes.
Well, you'll hear what you want to hear if you hear it once.
Yeah,
you'll listen
that's
to it
true.
again.
There's
And
that,
you'll be
yeah.
like, oh, she's definitely saying that.
But
Yeah.
also there's the like lyricists will write a line and they're just like, well, that's the line, and they won't workshop it because it doesn't fit like rhythmically. So like
Right.
to fit it in.
so
Right,
they'll do some weird stuff of
manipulate it.
like they'll extend a word or they'll like really cram it. Like there's that Muna song, Silk Chiffon, where I guess it's a post chorus where that song's about being gay and just being happy that you have like a crush and that it's all totally fine. So the bridge or post chorus is, it's who I want to be. Why wouldn't it be? But the way I heard it is, it's who I want to be. It's who I'm blanking on it, but the way that they sing it, it doesn't sound like why wouldn't it be?
Right.
Because she goes, why wouldn't it be?
Right. So and that's also like a thing with like a lot of singers, depending on how you have to sing a line, not only fit it in a certain way.
Got it now.
You got it now? What is
Yeah. The lyric is I just lost it again.
It doesn't
Oh
matter
my
like
God.
why like so it's not necessarily it's not always just like fitting a lyric in a rhythmic space. Sometimes to sing specific notes you have to do something called vowel modification, and so you actually have to adjust the way the vowel works, so that way it's throwing me off. You're like mouthing something at me while I'm talking.
It feels good to me. Why wouldn't it be is the lyric. But I thought because it's about being gay and just being like, hey, that's totally cool. Fuck what anyone thinks. I thought it feels good to me. It's who I want to be.
Oh,
And if you listen to it, my interpretation sounds way more than even knowing what she says now. I'm like, I don't fucking hear it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
saw them sing it live and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a Dawes song called Between the 0 and the 1, and he says it's like it's not the whisper in your ear.
Yeah.
And my wife would sing, it's not the whisper from your rear. And it ruined the fucking song for me.
To
And
be fair, I see why y'all are married, because you do shit like that all the time.
I have a moniker song that I change the lyrics to, even when I sing the backup vocals. I sing the lyrics I think are funnier. And it's two-way mirror. Maybe you say, maybe they will come to stay. I say Tuesday.
Maybe they'll
And
go on Tuesday.
I think you say, why am I here so long?
Yeah.
I sing, why is my hair so long?
Cool.
Why my hair so
If you
So-
if you did that, if we were in a voice lesson, I would say don't do that ever.
Yeah, I know.
I did
No, it's not. It's not even like what you like. So this is actually a thing that I like to what I was saying. Like vowel modification and adjusting how you might sing a word can help you not only fit it in the rhythmic space, but also help you hit the note in a way that is a lot easier for you.
Yeah.
And so like singing "Why is my hair so long?" an H is using your breath, and you're actually hurting yourself in that process.
Yeah.
Not hurting, but like you're
I don't do it all the time.
Okay.
I did it in Ruston.
Honestly, that's almost even worse if you do it sometimes. And then Jackson's over here like hearing, he's like,
He's trying to have some fun. He's trying to have some
Yeah,
fun.
he
Did
couldn't
he
hear me.
say Tuesday? And then pays attention the
Tuesday.
next night.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really close.
No, I hear it. I was worried you were gonna ruin it for me.
No.
But that those are very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So one of the things that
Oh, I remember.
oh my God, go ahead.
Yeah, I did a similar thing. I did a cover of Wonderwall. I'm gonna keep doing that the rest of the show.
Oh, I forgot. Go ahead. Oh no, I remember.
I did a cover of Wonderwall once, and I sang during the last, if I remember that song right, at the very end, like he does the Wonderwall, the maybe like 5 times, like he just keeps vamping on the chorus. And at one point, I just said, "You're gotta catch 'em all. You're my Pokeball." Yeah, and nobody at the it was a pretty well attended show, and like nobody batted an eye. One guy looked at me like, yeah.
I really thought that you were gonna stop yourself in the middle of that. Like, oh fuck, what was I singing?
No, I remember.
So another example that really caught me off guard was Rusted Roots, "Send Me on My Way." You know that song?
On my way.
Oh boy.
No.
It was in
Maybe I
Matilda.
did.
Yeah, the Matilda song.
So here I'm.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
Okay, I
Oh
didn't know that.
boy.
Ding.
I'll cue it up, Jackson.
Acapella.
You finish the lyric, okay? I would like to reach out my hand. I may see you. I may tell you to run.
Mamma say, mamma ya.
Mm-hmm. Right? Now do you know the song?
Hey, mamma say, mamma
He
ya.
says, you know what they say about the young.
You know what to say, what they're young. You know what to say about the young.
So yeah,
I can see it. I mean, yeah, those
They
are-
played like Woodstock
yeah.
'99, and I've watched that video because I love that song.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like he says that at all.
No, and
He
I
goes,
think
"I'm
I
gonna
think
say
it's
Mamma Mia."
I think it's a cultural thing. I think
gonna
he's
say Mamma
I'm gonna say I'm gonna yawn.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna yawn.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna yawn.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna yawn.
You know what?
Just go submit that to all the different like lyric websites.
That's good.
That's what it is.
BuzzFeed, hire us.
Well, it says
didn't they close?
I
thought
don't
they just went out
know.
of
I have
business.
no idea.
they're called like a world beat rock band.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah, that could be why.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna yawn.
That's like a Colorado band. Like they only play Colorado.
Yeah.
I could see that. We're playing Burning Man this year. Burning Man.
That's not, is that in Colorado? I don't think
No, it's not. But
in-
same thing.
So they play Colorado and Burning Man. That's it.
Yeah, those are the same people.
That does kind of make sense.
Yeah, BuzzFeed is shutting down. Holy shit!
That's
Uh-oh.
wild.
As
Hey,
of like, as
see,
of,
we
as
don't
of like,
wanna-
as
we
of like
don't
a
wanna
week
get-
ago.
Yeah, we don't want to get hired.
Everybody go.
That's crazy. Oh my
Everybody
god.
go to the.
There goes our
BuzzFeed.
research.
Fuck. We still have TMZ.
That's what we've been doing in the last couple
Yeah.
years is just recycling BuzzFeed
We
articles.
still have TMZ. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got to keep all the quizzes up. Those are fun.
I'm gonna yawn.
I'm gonna yawn.
My niece is right now. She's 11 years old, and she's getting into Smashing Pumpkins. We had a little discussion about that, about how I did not think that was going to be one of those bands that was cross generational. Made sense why I was in them because they were.
I think they could be.
Well, I think they were going to be.
Yeah.
Nirvana makes sense. Those
Right.
make sense. But like I just kind of always saw like Smashing Pumpkins as the generation before me, and then I listened to them because they're like I think that radius makes sense. And then after that, I thought like if they're going to be around, there's going to be a song or two, but like they're not going to
Yeah.
be massive. But my niece is getting really into them, and I was like, cool, tell me the songs. And she's like, oh, I love that Bullet with the Butterfly Wings song. I was like, awesome. And then she said, I love Today. That's such a like a happy song. It's so good. You guys know what that song's about?
No.
Is it a breakup or something?
No, well, breaking up with life, I suppose,
Yeah,
is the way to
suicide,
look at it.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it is literally like Billy Corgan had said, like, yeah, that was like about like the day that I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. Today's the day. I'm done. And he wrote that, and like it. Now, when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh shit! Like today is the greatest day I've ever known. Can't live for tomorrow. Tomorrow's much too long. Makes sense once you
Yeah.
know that.
That's happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
It
I
could
just
be
wanted-
interpreted in different ways.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna tell her that, but I was like,
Hey, it's about suicide. Hey, 11-year-old niece. It's
Yeah.
about suicide.
She'll learn that in
actually-
a couple of years.
Let's watch. Have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream? Let's watch it.
ass to ass, ass to ass. That end scene, if you've never seen Requiem for a Dream, like the end scene is just like tragic, but there is that one part with the double-sided dildo that I'm like, this is really sad what's happening, but it is objectively hilarious that there is a bunch of sweaty men just chanting ass to ass.
Yeah.
I frequently just have that in my head and laugh at it because I'm just like, that's pretty funny.
Formative movie for you.
It really is. I've only seen it once. I never want to see it again.
I'll never watch
Yeah,
that movie
it's
ever
not-
again.
Great movie.
Uh,
Never want to see it again.
We should talk about the song "Closing Time,"
Yeah.
given the nature of the episode, right?
Given the nature of we're going to close out this topic.
It's closing time.
Yeah. Closing time.
Keep going.
Something, and I'm a baby here.
Yeah, that's what Jackson heard.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna yawn." Yeah, it's about he's gonna be a daddy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's-
Everybody thought it was about a bar.
Yeah, that makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, especially
Yeah.
with the association it has now. It's like, yeah, it's the bar song.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah.
I told a friend that one time. He was singing that song, and I told him, yeah, you know that song's about like the guy becoming a dad and like just kind of like the emotions he had at that moment. And he said, no, it's not. It's a good song. Huh? I said, yeah, but it can be both. And he said, no, it's not. It's a good song.
Yeah, the front man said that it would be great if like he hoped that all the bars used it as like the closing song, but he also said that he wrote it at the time of his wife and him expecting their first kid, and he was like, this will be funny if I like make this seem like it's about this. So it seems this one seems more intentional than the other ones.
Yeah,
I like that though.
Yeah,
but it's really. But when you don't listen to when you don't pay attention to lyrics, you go like, oh, it's about like closing I know who I want to take me home.
Yeah.
It's like a hookup, a bar, end of night bar thing, and then you actually read the lyrics, and it's like, how did I not understand that before somebody told me this?
Probably because you heard it when you were at a bar closing down.
Yeah. I'm not the most attentive person at 2:30 in the morning.
Or if you're in certain places in Louisiana, like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I just like I think all these things it makes sense.
Yeah.
Once you see something, you're like, oh yeah, that's that.
Well,
I've
think
interpreted
about
it.
what it was the first time you heard it, and you're like, no, that's it. I'm right.
But it is also as soon as somebody tells you, it's like whenever you're trying to guess something, and they're like, you're gonna be so mad at yourself whenever you hear it.
Yeah.
As soon as you know what the song's about, you're like, I see it.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, totally
It's
get
the
that.
glass shatter moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like of course it's always going to happen. That's why there's like a word for it. And so it's like it's a phenomenon that will always exist. And whether or not it exists because just the way that we hear something or because of the way that a singer hears like sings something, it's always going to be a thing. It's not, but I think it's pretty interesting to see some people mishearing certain things in very strange ways.
Well, like the amount of Google searches for what is Donzerly
yeah, exactly.
in like the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's pretty astounding.
Woof.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sad.
Well, I mean,
America.
people Googling what does revved up like a douche mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
I mean,
okay.
that one's funnier.
Jose,
yeah.
The other
Jose,
one's
can you see?
sad.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's a common misheard lyric in that song.
It's a good reminder for everybody to go vote. As I'm wearing the shirt that says
Very
vote.
appropriate shirt.
Yeah.
Nice. What are we voting for?
Right now, for school boards to not be run by crazy people.
That's kind of fun though.
That's kind of fun, though.
That's kind of fun though.
That's kind of fun, though.
All right.
You know what y'all listening to? Did you mishear me?
No, I heard
No.
you.
Okay.
What did you say?
What you listening to?
Oh, yeah. I thought I did. I thought you said, what y'all listening to?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
that's
said,
what I
what
thought,
are
too.
you listening
Yeah.
to?
Oh, okay.
I heard y'all.
I heard y'all.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I'll check
that's
the
what it
tapes.
was.
check the tapes.
I'll check the tapes.
Yeah,
See
that's
that-
one of
let's-
those things that you're gonna say and then never do. That was on the recording, right? That wasn't
I don't
aggressive.
know. It might have to be now.
I think it was on the
The
recording.
hallowed halls of podcasting.
That was on the
yeah,
recording.
yeah.
That's what
yeah.
I was referring to.
That definitely was on the
It
recording.
did just seem like you were being real mean.
Yeah, it did. As soon as it came out, I was like, oh no.
That's all right. I'm listening to Covet's new album, Catharsis. Certain we talked about Covet before at some point, but they are an excellent math rock band. Yvette Young is the primary songwriter and the frontwoman of the band. If you like math rock, check it out. Even if you don't like math rock, check it out. It's a different album for them. They've got a lot of different kinds of like songs on there. So yeah, great album.
I'm still digging on Mike Viola's new record, Paul McCarthy. I think it's really good. And I started again today listening to Refuse the Shape of Punk to Come because a song that a student showed me reminded me of that.
What is that?
The Shape of Punk to Come by
Is that-
Refused. It's a really great record.
I don't know why that's. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to listen.
It's
to that.
old. It's older.
Okay,
Yeah.
Adam.
I've been listening to the Nationals' new album.
I wanted you to go
which
first
I'm
because
sure
it was like
you have
his,
also listened to.
yeah.
First 2 pages of Frankenstein. It's really good. I like it a lot more than their last album, which I was really looking forward to and then didn't care about.
Why do they have all those features on there if you can't hear them? Like Sufjan Stevens is on the first track, and I'm like,
they're just showing off that they know people.
I can hear it, but it's like, what the fuck, dude? Why'd you get Sufjan? Like, stop bugging Sufjan. He needs to be doing other shit if you're just gonna do this. What the fuck? Yeah, it's a good album.
Yeah, it's a really good album. Yeah.
They let Taylor Swift go though. They were like, yeah, we got Taylor Swift. Can you hear her? It's like, dude, what the fuck? I was so mad at those
probably
features.
paid like $600,000 for it.
Huh?
For Taylor Swift to be.
Oh no. Like,
No, because they work on her.
yeah, they work with
her
her.
albums now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they're on
They're,
one of her
they're a
songs.
very
Cool.
strange band. If you think about, like, at least for me, whenever I first like listened to them, and then where they are now, like the album artwork was designed by like the top branding company in the world.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Weird.
It's entirely weird that this like indie band is like a giant like corporate machine.
So strange.
Yeah, such a great band. Like, just
But the album's really good.
Yeah, I listened to it today, and it's definitely one that I need to listen to a few more times. But then, like, immediately went and listened to High Violet, which I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
that's so fucking good. They have like some just all timers like multiple.
There's
It's
a couple
crazy.
songs on here that seem like they're songs that would have existed
Yeah.
like 6 or 7 years ago already.
Well, since Adam was listening to that, one record I've been over the past couple weeks, basically since it came out, I think it came out at the end or beginning of April, is the new City and Color record called "The Love Still Held Me Near." And I mean, if you like City and Color, you know what you're getting into, which I very much do. So it's Dallas Green, y'all.
Very cool. Anybody got anything else?
Tour boring.
Tour
Tour
boring.
boring.
How are
Tour
y'all
boring.
bodies? How are your bodies?
Good now.
You good, Dave?
Yeah, had a good night's sleep.
You good?
Yeah, my feet are better.
Your feet are better?
I need new shoes. You're
Nice.
right. I need new shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're starting to GoFundMe to get Hagen new shoes. In the arms of Hagen.
It's not because I put heroin in my feet, though.
No.
No.
Well,
Or-
that you know of.
As far as you know,
I did step on something in New York.
Was it a rat?
No, it was a screw. It pierced my shoe. And
Do you have a
Last
tetanus
time you
shot?
had a tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah, I just got upped on mine recently.
Yeah, I'm good.
They were like, yeah, we think you need a new one. They're like, what do you do for work? I told them, they're like, all right, we're going to give it to you now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Mine, my tetanus shot expired. Like had to get another one like 2 months after my green card stuff went through, and I had to get my medical record sent. Like you're good. I'm like, okay.
That's fun stuff.
Anybody got anything they want to promote, talk about?
No.
That
Band-
feels good.
Band that I'm in, Matthew and the Arrogant Sea, is releasing a single called Webs, releasing on May 9th. You can pre-save it. That's all going to be if you go to the Matthew and the Arrogant Sea socials.
Can you get pregnant off pre-save?
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah, to be careful.
Depends on if you catch the webs or not.
I need to go return some videotapes.
But yeah, that'll be a very exciting little single we're dropping. So go pre-save that. Go check it out when it comes out on May 9th.
Was that the one you showed us in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Listen to it.
So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it so much. Did I say watching? It felt like
Doesn't matter.
It
It
felt
doesn't
like
matter.
It felt like I said watching.
Are y'all still going to stick to that idea for your Friday stream?
That's a great
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
Dave,
Yeah.
promote it.
Friday, we're going to be doing Fun Fridays, and we're going to listen to these songs and see how we could have
Like the misheard.
the misheard lyrics and see how we could have actually done that.
Yeah.
How could you do that?
They're going to absolutely dunk on y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna pull up like one of those dumb fucking lists of people who heard "Cool Whip" in my hair, and I'm gonna dunk on them. Yeah.
Prepare to get dunked on.
I mean, if you heard Cool Whip and then also thought that makes sense, then yeah, I don't know what to tell.
I did
I don't know what to
Google,
tell you.
should you put Cool Whip in your hair after that? Because I was like, maybe that's like a
peanut
trend I
butter.
missed.
Maybe that was a thing.
It did help hydrate your hair at one point. I mean, I guess it still does, but I don't know if I couldn't see if that was ever a trend. Like whenever Hotel California was like a popular song, still is, I guess. But anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it so much.
for watching.
If you haven't already, please follow or subscribe, whatever podcast app you are using. That helps us out a lot. That way you can also know when we release a new episode. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe this video. It helps us out a lot. It pushes us up in the algorithm. And if you subscribe during a live stream, your name pops up on the screen. It's pretty nice. And if you want to say hi to us, you can email us at coolwhipinmyhair at don'tfeedtheartist.com.
Cool Whip.
Or
My daddy builds cranes.
y'all know what a crane is at don'tfeedtheartist.com. Try to email it with the accent too. That'll help.
Yeah.
Say hi. Give us any topic ideas, anything at all. We'd love to hear from you. You can DM us. You can leave a comment. If you're on social media, find us at DFTA Podcast on Instagram. Don't Feed the Artist on TikTok. Leave a comment. DM us. Say hi. What's up? We'd love to hear from you. And I think that's it. Anybody got anything else?
No.
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 Is this a thing from Louisiana?
You got to try it.
I got to be prepared because I'm going there.
What's your southern
No.
accent?
Yeah.
That's one thing. Like, as soon as I got back to Dallas yesterday, I had this feeling of like, man, sometimes I think like I'm in a southern area, but like
You're
going
not.
to southern areas, I'm like, oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Well, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you so much. And fuck off. Give me a tail.
Y'all ever heard of towels?
Y'all fuck with towels?
I fuck with tails.
I fuck with eggs.